Hello Aquarius, we are here with a timeless reading for you. I hope that everybody's doing well. The first card that we have out is Three of Pentacles. Alright, Three of Pentacles and the Emperor. It looks like you're working together with somebody. I think that this is a bit of a move for you to be doing. Starting off with the Three of Pentacles means like being cooperative and open and participating is necessary. So it means that you're not just making all of the rules and running everything, but that it's sort of like a group effort, whether this be between you and another person or you in a work setting. To have the Emperor here, I think there's this part of you that may, I don't know if you're like scoffing a little bit at needing to be a team player right now. Like the way that I'm getting this energy from the Emperor, I feel like there's sort of a side-eyeing working together a little bit. Because this can be you in a spot where you're like, I already know what I'm doing and how to do this, and I just want to be listened to, you know? Like I want to make the rules, I know what I'm doing here. But I'm seeing it be really necessary, because even though you're coming off as being very capable and able, I think that, you know, the archetype of Aries is like, I'm bold and I'm a leader and everybody else follow what I'm doing. And so like those of us that have prominent Aries placements can be like that. Because Aries, the first house, it's about being an individual and being able to be independent and being able to trust your own instinct. But right now it feels like it's important that whatever this is that you're doing, you're working together in some way, you're collaborating in some way. And having the Emperor here, this is like something foundational or something long-term or something business-like. It's like that type of thing that's like a big deal in some area of your life. And it seems like needing to work together is important here. For some of you, you can be working with somebody that you perceive as being an emperor in their own regard if you don't feel like this is your own energy. But if that is the case, you may be learning a lot from this person about stepping into your own. So whether you feel like you're already there and you're working with another person, you're actually modeling things for this person. That's why it's important for you to be cooperative with them. If the opposite is true, that means that whoever this is that you're working with, they have a lot that they can teach you that you can take on and use within your own life. And it does feel like now there's a sense of cooperation, like everybody's on the same page so we can move forward now. Because this can be too, like we're working together to build something bigger than ourselves here. But having the Emperor can be like everybody wants to be in charge or nobody wants to be in charge. So this is something where you may feel like one person is sort of leading this in some way. But more than anything, even if everybody has their own ideas of sort of how this works, it's about getting that to work together, like being able to collaborate with that energy. So this can be like, okay, you take the wheel now and then I'm going to take the wheel later, like that type of thing. Compromise, which seems like a bit of a new concept here within this situation. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody that's very used to being in charge and calling the shots. So whoever's energy is like that person's energy, I'm seeing this sort of be like a new thing for them. Trying things in new ways rather than just being stuck and stubborn. Yes, it looks like there's conflict resolution or there's like getting over something now. Like there could have been some type of issue before. There could have been a conflict. There could have been a problem. Whatever this was that was going on, I'm seeing it look like we're moving on from this now. I'm getting that whatever this issue, whatever falls under the umbrella of this, at the very top of what this would be, to have the Aries energy here, it can be somebody being like too bossy, not cooperating, wanting to just tell everybody what to do and be in charge. So it could be that type of thing where it's like, we're supposed to all be working together. and it can feel like one person was maybe not doing that. You can even feel like this is just a part of you or an aspect of you. Because this feels like with the Emperor here, this aspect of your energy I'm seeing be very, very well developed. And so it doesn't need to be developed anymore within this situation. It's more so about compromise. Like, because we have Aries, and then its sister sign is Libra. Aries, like an individual, being independent, not needing to ask anybody. I can do it myself. Like, I don't need to wait for anybody else's permission, like that type of vibe. I feel like we've already developed and learned how to lean into that. It feels like needing to move more into the middle of like the Libran energy, which doesn't mean move all the way over there. It just means like meeting those two in the middle, where it's more of like, I will make moves when I need to, and also confer with this person or these people when we're supposed to be making this decision together instead of making this decision alone, like that type of thing. So it's kind of like, how do we collaborate as individuals without losing our individuality, without me losing my vision of like what I'm trying to do here as well. And so it feels like a lot of different things that are going on at the same time, like keeping the individual components of it, but getting everything to work together harmoniously. And the Fool feels like this isn't really anything I've ever tried to do before. So it can feel kind of experimental now at this point, and you may find yourself feeling more comfortable when you just get to call the shots and not really be questioned for it. So to be at this point where there's more of like hearing the other person out, or hearing other people out and listening to their ideas and what they think, and like fully participating without there being this like hierarchy, while still maintaining individuality, but also being cooperative and working together. It's like that type of thing that's happening here. I don't know if like something almost concluded and then it's like, wait, like I'm actually not done with that yet, or you feel like something has now been resolved, but it does feel like something happened that may have needed to be tended to or healed or fixed or something like that. So it feels like trying to maybe undo something that had been done that everyone's like, I don't want it to be like that, like that type of thing. So it does feel like something had already happened, that maybe there's like a working together now in like a new way or in a different way. We can also say with the Emperor too, like you and the other individual or the other people that you're working with, maybe all of you guys identify as being the Emperor. So everyone's like, my way, my way, my way. And then there's like a lot of clashing that's happening. Like very, very bold energy. I'm seeing very fiery energy here. And that could have been something that was going on. So now it can be sort of like, you take the lead this time, I'll do it in 5 minutes, like that type of thing. So everybody feels like they get to play out this aspect of their energy. And so not one person is sort of overpowering what's going on. But it feels like the way that I'm seeing this Emperor energy, it's sort of like collaborating and working together comes first, and you being in charge is sort of like secondary to that. And needing to do things in this way in order to find a more functional way for this to work, because ultimately like we're trying to be happy within this situation, and happiness is going to be doing something that we feel like is actually resonating with us, like connection. So it feels like trying to compromise and figure out something that works for everybody, because that's where you're going to. Like, that's the point of this. Why are we working together? To reach the 10 of Cups together, so that all of us can feel jointly like this is our pursuit of happiness. But with the Fool here, we have to find new ways in order to do that, because how we were doing it before, we're not going to get there. So this is like about the new ways and the new paths that we're taking to explore this. Maybe you even feel like you have to go backwards a little bit. It reminds me of like when a piece of clothing is being sewn, there's like a stitch that you needed to go back to that wasn't properly done. So it's like necessary in order to like undo what had been done and go back to that part to then like go the rest of the way. So even though it can feel like moving backwards, it's like really moving backwards in order to move forward. But you could have felt like something like that was going on. But it was necessary because otherwise that would have been there. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody that may have a hard time. I don't know if it's like a hard time asking for help or a hard time receiving help or a difficult time being helpful. Because the Aries energy archetypally, which we're talking about Aries so much because we have the Emperor here. All of us have Aries. This can have to do with your first house placements, and also any Aries placements that you have. Also, too, if your partner or whoever you're working with, they may have placements that fall into your first house, or you may have placements that fall into other people's first houses too. And that can also be connected with this. That's connected with your synastry, how it would be. All right. So we have Page of Pentacles, but Page of Pentacles is coming out reversed. This feels like knowing that going off sort of on your own rather than working together is maybe not going to be conducive to what you're trying to accomplish here. If you're not sort of checking back into what's going on. I want to get further and see. Because Page of Pentacles reversed. Page of Pentacles normally when it's upright, it's like somebody being helpful. It can be sort of like if you're running something and you have something going on, it's like somebody coming through to assist in some type of way. Like that's the vibe of the Page of Pentacles. Like you see this person, they're like, here, maybe this can be helpful for you. It's like that type of thing. Somebody that's coming through that maybe like a little bit inexperienced, but it's kind of like an intern level a bit. But when we have it coming out reversed, it's like instead of being helpful, there's something going on that was not helpful. And it feels like it was attached to maybe the way that somebody's attitude was within a space where we're supposed to be working together. So it can be like bossing around rather than listening, you know? Or being disagreeable. You may have something that's going to be temporarily helpful too. So it may only be necessary for a little bit, but you could feel like you have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. Just a little bit. In order to clear something up. It's like I'm seeing some stuff that needs to be undone a little bit, but then it's going to be able to come back together. But you can feel right now like something is a bit unstable. Like having Three of Pentacles and having Four of Wands reversed can be like, we're trying to build this ship back up. It can be like we're trying to build the house of our foundation once again, the foundation of our house once again. Like that. But it can sort of feel like all of the ingredients or all of the materials that you need to build are sort of splayed all around. But I get that now you at least know what's going on and what you're doing, because it seems like something needed to be cleared up emotionally that maybe was confusing before. So maybe it was sort of like now we're all in agreement of like what our pursuit of happiness is, and all of us are going to try together to like build this house once again is what this feels like. But you may get like temporary assistance through therapy or like working together in some way. Also dialing it back a little bit, it seems too. It seems like so there's not severity in the positions that people are taking up. So it's more of like a group effort rather than feeling like one person's in charge and telling everybody else what to do. It's like that's not necessarily needed here right now. Feels like it's more important for this to be more collaborative than anything, while also still not losing one's individuality and one's idea of what they're trying to accomplish by doing this. But if everybody can be on the same page, then everybody will be sort of like what's trying to be accomplished will be congruent with what everybody else is trying to do. So it's like everybody may have their own ways of how they add sort of to this situation, and if everyone has the same sort of common goal, everybody can do their own thing. It doesn't have to be the same thing, and they can all work together to accomplish this common goal here that ultimately is the Ten of Cups. So this is like an emotional thing, like trying to stabilize this. Like how do we create a foundation, and how do we create harmony within this thing that we're trying to sustain, develop and sustain, where all of us can feel like there's a more like stable level of happiness. Maybe rather than happiness meaning like feeling content, feeling safe, not feeling like we're gonna break up every other day, or that I'm gonna quit my job every other day, you know, like whatever had been going on before. Because it feels again like something had not been working how it was functioning before, or a lack of functioning before. And so finding new ways to sort of develop the pathway to this pursuit of happiness being important. You could have felt like something had been going on where somebody had been doing something, or maybe everybody had been doing something that was not helpful to the progress. And so it could have felt like there was an undoing that was happening, but it may have revealed something emotionally that was necessary. And although it could have felt like we just built this and now you're taking it apart again, I'm seeing it be necessary, because it's like that stitch that we had to go back to and like undo the stitching before to get back to that one point that was like sticking out, and then fixing that. So I'm seeing we're at the like fixing point of like, oh, that's the problem there. I see what's going on. So now that particular thing is being addressed, so we can then move forward with things. But you could have felt like you were going back. Like this is feeling very retrograde to me, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. This feels too like I will say this for the energy of the Emperor. If you align with this energy, if you identify with this, you could feel like you've had to be self-reliant and you've had to develop this part of yourself. Like you weren't even given a choice. Like you needed to be independent. You needed to be self-reliant because you didn't necessarily have people helping you. But now I'm seeing you're in a situation, I'm hearing partnership for some of you, where you actually need to be working together. Like that's the point of this. So you already have that part of you that's developed that can take control and can do things. Like you have already developed this aspect of your masculine energy. This is about integrating your feminine energy. Okay? Strong Aries energy, and I'm also seeing Uranus too. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.